I just counted all the books on my bookshelves. It's so much worse than I thought it was. I have 105 unread books on my bookshelves. Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing something very exciting, something I've been wanting to do for quite a while now. We are going to be making a TBR jar. I have far too many books on my TBR, physical and digital, and I need a way to help me get through them all. So I decided to do a TBR jar with some prompts, give me some ideas, and get through these books one book at a time. You might have seen this online before. This is quite popular nowadays, doing a TBR jar or a wheel of shame or whatever you want to call it. But if you are unaware, a TBR jar is just a way for you to get through all of the books on your TBR. You can either choose to write the name of the book or you can do prompts. I am going to be doing prompts today. So the reason I'm doing prompts over the name of a book is that I am very much a mood reader and I read any genre. And I feel that if I get stuck in one genre for too long, I fall very quickly into a reading slump. So by doing prompts instead of the book title, I think I'm less likely to be stuck in a specific genre for an extended period of time. So an idea of some prompts you could do, the genre, you could do a trope, something about the cover, the page numbers, anything like that. So I have quite a few prompts that I have collected from the internet, Instagram, Pinterest, Google. You're gonna come along with me while I make my little TBR jar. Welcome to my floor. I'm about to get started on my little pieces of paper for my TBR jar. I have already written out the color coordinated system I'm gonna use. I just feel like I want them to be color coordinated. So I have genre in purple, so obviously genres thriller, fantasy, sci-fi. Setting and time period, so a book set in the UK or a book set in medieval times or something like that. Cover/pages means something revolving around the color, like there's an animal on the cover, your favorite cover. Pages could be page numbers, so a book under 500 pages, a book over 600 pages. Theme and trope could be like enemies to lovers, miscommunication, or something along the lines of dragons, witches, werewolves, like an element of the book. And miscellaneous is literally just miscellaneous. So it could be like friend chooses a book, or one I'm really excited about is pet chooses a book. So you set out a book and then your cats or your dogs, whichever book they touch first is the book that you read. I think that this is my good setup. I'm gonna get started. Okay friends, we have completed the TBR jar. I am so excited to get started on using this. I think it's super cute. Because this is my first month, I'm gonna go with 3 prompts. Hopefully I can get through those 3 books this month. First prompt is thriller. Okay. So I have tons of thrillers to choose from. Let me grab a couple from my shelf and we'll discuss which one I want to choose. The 2 I grabbed from my shelf are I See You by Claire McIntosh and The Guest List by Lucy Foley. If you watch my book haul video, you know that this is brand new. This is one of the freshest books I picked up in a long time. And I just really want to read this. I've heard really, really good things about it. I have no idea what it's about. I'm choosing to go into this book blind, so I have no description to give you. I'm not sure if I want to do a brand new book or not. The other book I picked up was The Guest List by Lucy Foley. This is actually probably one of my oldest books on my shelf. This is about a wedding that takes place on an exclusive island and someone dies. The reason I have put this book off is I have read 2 other Lucy Foley books and I was not a big fan of them. The Hunting Party is probably one of my least favorite thrillers I've ever read. And The Paris Apartment was fine. Nothing super notable to say about it. Everyone says that this is her best book, which does make me a little bit more confident in choosing it. However, because of my past history with her books, I'm just a little apprehensive. After thinking about it, I decided to go with The Guest List because it is one of the oldest books on my TBR and it's pretty short. Oh, there's already a bookmark in here. Did I start this book? I'm 6 pages into this book. I don't remember starting this, but I must have started it a long time ago. So I guess that definitely means I should read it since I didn't even know I had started it already. First pick from the TBR jar, The Guest List by Lucy Foley. The next pick, let's see, this one. Next one is 1900s, something set in the 1900s. This one's a little bit harder because I feel like a lot of my books I don't know explicitly when things are set. So let me take a look around and I'll bring some options back for you. After digging around on my shelf for a while, the only book that I found that I know for sure is set in the 1900s is My Best Friend's Exorcism by Grady Hendrix. This is based in the 1980s during like the Satanic Panic. This is a horror book, but he mostly does like comedic horror, as you can probably guess by the cover, which I think is super fun. It looks like an old VHS tape. I will read you the blurb on the back. So, high school sophomores Abby and Gretchen have been best friends since 4th grade. But after an evening of skinny dipping goes disastrously wrong, Gretchen begins to act different. She's moody, she's irritable, and bizarre incidents keep happening whenever she's nearby. Abby's investigation leads her to some startling discoveries, and by the time their story reaches its terrifying conclusion, the fate of Abby and Gretchen will be determined by a single question. Is their friendship powerful enough to beat the devil? Sounds fun, sounds silly, sounds goofy, so this will be my next book for the month. The third and final prompt from the jar this month. Let's see. Okay, the last one is Romantasy, which I did spell wrong, and I am going to cover it with my finger. So I have quite a few Romantasy books I can choose from, so give me a second, I'll bring a few. The 2 Romantasy books I grabbed are These Hollow Vows by Lexi Ryan and The Queen of Shadows by Sarah J. Maas. I know that Throne of Glass series is leaning more fantasy, but it is still Romantasy in my mind. Obviously, looking at Queen of Shadows, this is the 5th book in the series, so I need to continue the series. I would really like to continue it, but this is quite a beast of a book. This is a big boy, and I'm not sure if I really want to read a super long book this month. And when looking at These Hollow Vows, I don't know what this book is about. I think this one falls a little bit closer into the Romantasy genre, so I think I'm gonna go with These Hollow Vows. Unfortunately, while I do want to continue this series, I don't think that Throne of Glass is quite as Romantasy as I'm thinking. And because my other 2 books are a little bit more similar, being horror and thriller, I think this will be just the palate cleanser that I need. I have no idea what it's about. I'm going to go into it blind. I'm assuming this is going to be a love triangle or possibly a why choose situation. Literally no idea. Couldn't tell you a single thing about it. I'm basing my thoughts purely on the cover. Once again, the 3 books for this month are The Guest List by Lucy Foley, My Best Friend's Exorcism by Grady Hendrix, and last but not least, These Hollow Vows by Lexi Ryan. Quite the array of books for this month, but I'm really excited, and I'm glad that the jar gave me quite the spread to choose from. I think this is going to be really fun. I really hope I get some of my more interesting prompts in the future, like pets choose or your favorite cover or something like that. For my first month, I'm pretty happy with these choices. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment. Let me know down below if you've read any of these books or if you have your own TBR jar. Let me know what prompts that you think I should add into mine. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye!